Today's card is a wintry card, but it's nice and cozy. It's got the little penguin, it's got some plaid patterns to it, and it's also a shutter card, so a very fun mechanism here, and it's a little bit different. So if you're interested in making this card, please stay tuned. Today I'll be using the Winter Wishes Artful card kit, and it has some really cute images in it. As you can see, it's got 107 pieces, and it's made up of papers, die cuts, and cutouts. So just a look at all the fun papers. It's kind of a whimsical collection, and there's a lot of patterns here that all go together. Then we have a sheet of cutouts, which are mostly greetings or blanks for you to personalize. And then there's also the die cuts, which I love this little penguin. And I also love this adorable little polar bear. How cute is he? And he's got a little heart for a nose. And then there's a little snowbird there. And this is the last sheet of die cuts. I'm also using this Stickles bottle called Diamond Ice Stickles. And this is a bit bigger bottle than the normal Stickles, which I'll show you for comparison. It looks like this. So, whereas this one has 0.5 fluid ounces, this one has a full 1 ounce. So the Diamond Stickles add a really pretty glittery shine to whatever you apply it to. So I'm going to use that, and I'm also going to use the Winter Wishes ribbons, which are packaged especially to match the Winter Wishes Artful card kit. Now there are 6 different ribbons in this set, and there are 36 inches in with each ribbon. So we've got some really pretty metallic blue, a sheer green swirl. The purple is really pretty. It's a stitched, kind of a lilac stitched grosgrain. This is a teal polka dot. It's got the nice white lines on either side. A nice generous half-inch wide white grosgrain. A narrow teal grosgrain as well. So those are the ribbons, and that completes what I'm going to use today, so please stay tuned and let's get started on the project. So this is a blank card that I'm going to use today. It's called a shutter card. And there's several ways you can make this. You can make it with the template called the Shutter Card Template by Hot Off the Press. Or you can also order this pack of pre-cut and scored cards. This comes in a pack of 5 cards with envelopes. And there's also different styles of kind of pop-up specialty cards available. So I thought I'd share a shutter card just because it's something a little bit different than the normal regularly folded card. So I'm starting with this blank card. It's already folded, and I want to cover it with some paper. Now with the package on the back of this this header insert here, you will find templates. In fact, let me open it up and show you so you can see a little better. This gives you some templates. Now to use these, it's best to either scan it and print it out or photocopy it a couple times so that you can use all the shapes separately, because some of them actually overlap, and so that way like you can cut out this big shape and then cut out this small shape of the other copy. So those will allow you to use these patterns to cover your card front. That's one option, and it will give you a little bit of a white border around. And the other option is to completely cover it by using a tracing method, which is what I'm going to do today. So, or you could do a measuring method, which means using a ruler, just measuring each piece out, and then replicating it on your pattern paper. But what I'm going to do first is place my blue paper on top of the card and then turn it over. Get my pencil and line up the paper and then simply trace around the shape. And that way you'll have the perfect shape to fit the front of the card. Now this is one of the easier shapes to trace. Some of them, like for example, the back or the middle, you kind of have to hold down and then kind of reach under to trace. But I'm going to go ahead, cut this out and glue it on, make sure it fits, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and cover all the rest of the panels of the card using the same method. Alright, so here is my covered card. It looks kind of patchworky right now, and on the front I just did a strip of this circle snowflake paper. And this middle part is all plaid, 3 different pieces, so that when I fold it, the creases are nice and clean. And I'm going to now move to some die cuts. I punched out this large snowflake die cut, and what I want to do is add some diamond stickles to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So when I open the stickles, I want to make sure that I have a piece of scratch paper or paper towel handy. I like to wrap it on the desk and then make sure all the bubbles are not in the nozzle. And I'm just going to follow the white lines in the image. So here we go. I won't do every single line, but I'll do just a few here. And it's easiest if you're always dragging the nozzle as opposed to pushing it, so that the stickles comes out smoothly. So there's one spoke of my snowflake. Oops. And it's okay if I get a little bubble, I just kind of dab it up and doctor it. Now I'm going to finish this and let it dry. Ideally you'll let it dry overnight just because stickles takes a while to dry. Now that my snowflake is finally dry, I am going to go ahead and piece together my card. So this is another penguin, this is a die cut. I'm going to place the snowflake right about there, have the penguin there. This is a cutout, and I left that little white border around the edge of it when I cut it out, and this is going to go up here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the card front and inside and add my ribbon, and I will be right back. I'd like to show you this ribbon technique I'm going to use across the top of my card. So I want to have a length of ribbon going across here, but I want to have a bow on it, and I don't want to just glue it on top of the ribbon, I want it around this horizontal ribbon. So first of all, I'm going to cut a little piece of ribbon to be my horizontal ribbon, and then I'm going to tie a bow with this ribbon. So usually I take 2 loops. Okay, I do the bunny rabbit ears or whatever, and then cross and in. Okay, so I have this kind of loose knot here, as you can see. So what I do now is take this length of ribbon, and on the back of the middle of the bow, I'm just gonna string this through the center. Okay, and then pull it out on the other side, and now it's actually connected on the back. So next I'm going to pull this bow tighter, and that looks pretty good. So now it's not just sitting on top of the ribbon, but it's actually connected. So now what I can do is take my zips and go back to the card, measure just across the top of it. Okay, and then trim. And then you'll want to pay attention to where the glue is on here. And it's set pretty straight on the strip, so what you can do is when you turn it over, just Make sure it's straight on the card. Okay, press this down. And make sure it'll come off there. I can trim the excess off in a second. So now I've got that glue strip. Here's my bow. Now I still haven't trimmed this long end. I'm going to do that right now. So I trimmed it at a slight angle here, cutting the other end just to match. Okay, and then placing it up here. Now in this way I can also slide my bow. I'm just gonna place that horizontal piece of ribbon right on my piece of zips. There we go. And you don't really need to add any additional adhesive for that little bow to stick on, since it's already connected to this back strip. So now the front of my card is done. I'm just going to trim these ribbons and finish the inside, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my card completed here. The snowflake is glued on just this half to this surface here, and then I have foam taped this and this right here just to give a little dimension. When I open it up, you'll see the heart die cuts that I've glued on these panels here, and then I've just had another one of the greeting cutouts, bundle up and enjoy your day, glued there, and the mittens die cut was foam taped. As you can see, it's got a little bit more dimension. On the back, everything is just glued down. This says winter cheer, and it's another one of the cutouts. The die cut border and a scattering of snowflake die cuts on the back. The two green panels are left blank, and when you close it, it's hidden, and then when you open it, you've got a little surprise in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this week's tutorial. Please stay tuned for today's bundle, and I will see you again next week. First in today's bundle is the Winter Wishes Artful card kit with 107 pieces, including 68 die cuts, 32 cutouts, and 7 custom papers. So on the package you'll find this really pretty card idea, and there's more on the back. 3 more card ideas, including pictures of the insides, just to help give you a head start in your creative process. And then just an image of all the items in here, but we'll take a closer look. So here is the first page. It's a really pretty blue, and it's got an all over faint snowflake pattern in the background, but this is the kind of main border here, and we've got some really pretty snowflakes inside circles. And then a nice teal all over snowflake, a purple plaid, looks really cozy, kind of like flannel, and a stripe that has pretty much every color from the set. So we've got the purple, teal, green, blue, white, and then we have a really cute white dot on the lime green. An all over multicolored snowflake, kind of looks like bubbles. And then we have the all over royal blue type, just like this front sheet, but all over this page. And then for the cutouts, and these are not die cut, they're the same weight as the paper, but it's a pretty hefty paper, I have to say. So they are, let's see, 32 shapes on here that you can cut out and use on your cards as is, or add your own greeting. And they have some really cute wintry greetings on here. And the 3 pages of die cuts are the star of the show. So here, really large oval, you can put some snowflakes or penguins or more stacking of labels and banners and frames. So there's lots of possibilities. And by the way, this inner oval punches out separate from the frame, so you could either use them together or separately. And that happens, I think, a couple times throughout. So for example, this circle is separate from this frame. Love those little polar bears, so adorable. And then this one's got larger snowflakes, some more swirls, another border, and of course our little winter friends there. Now there are 6 different ribbons in this set, and there are 36 inches in each with each ribbon. So we've got some really pretty metallic blue, a sheer green swirl, The purple is really pretty. It's a stitched, kind of a lilac stitched grosgrain. This is a teal polka dot. It's got the nice white lines on either side. Nice generous 1/2 inch wide white grosgrain. A narrow teal grosgrain as well. So those are the ribbons. And also in today's bundle is this generously sized 1 ounce bottle of the Ice Stickles, the diamond color. And so it's got an iridescent shine to it. And it's really pretty that you can actually add this over items and make them have a really pretty sparkle. And that is the last item in today's bundle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.